Good morning and welcome to Quilt Shop of DeLand's Quilt Class in a Box on Fusibles. Today's lesson is on all the fun you can have with Fusible. Maybe some of you out there are thinking not so much fun. Maybe you've struggled with it. So that's why you got the kit, I suspect. So let me start right off with some of the tools that can make it super easy for you and make you want to do it again and again. One of the required tools that I suspected you all had this. It's an applique pressing sheet, so it's not included in the kit, but it is offered as an option. So maybe some of you ordered that. If not, give us a call. We'll send it out to you, free shipping. Another thing you want to always have, you need your fusible web. We have two favorites, Heat and Bond Light and Steamacine 2 Light, and we're going to show you both of those today. So here's your pressing sheet. Oh my gosh, that's about it. I like a nice felt tip marker. I like a really small rotary cutter, and I'm going to show you why. A great pair of scissors. These are from Karen K. Buckley. If you haven't used any of her scissors, you're ready to fall in love. They have a serrated edge, and so when they cut the fusible web, they actually seal it as they cut it once it's fused to the fabric, and it really creates a nice bond and no spraying when you iron it on your project. Okay, so I'm going to get started right away. One of the projects you're going to have in your kit, everything is in there. Isn't that pretty? This is from one of my books, Floral Medley. Oh, and the book's going to be in there too. So now we have a project. You're going to get everything you need for this. So the first thing you're going to do is go to the page that the project is on. All right, I'm going to show you. Then you're going to start by laying your fusible product on it. We're going to do the Heat and Bond Light first. So what I'm going to do is position my project fusible on top of the project. Got it? A common mistake I made in the beginning was to go ahead and trace that right on it. Whenever you see an applique pattern, it'll have dotted lines, it'll have things overlapping, so you have to then, when you trace them, separate them out. It's really, really smart to label everything with the color, the number, what book it comes from. Just give as many details as you can. If you think you've given enough, write one or two more, because even the best laid plans, you get interrupted. You might not come back to this for a while. All right, so now I've got my piece, I've got it all traced. I like my felt tip pen with that. Now it's time to fuse it on a piece of fabric. So I've taken this section, and here's the pretty center for it. Now you've got a couple of options. When you have your centerpiece, let me start with the green here. All right. Now, when we go to put it on our piece of fabric, we need to prepare the fabric. Most of your directions will say to pre-wash your fabric, and I concur with that. I think that's a great idea. But in my world, I don't always have time to do that. So one of the things I do is to take and just, if you have time, swish it around in the sink. All the fabrics you're going to get are, of course, they're washable. They're 100% quilting cottons. Swish them around in the sink, hang them on the towel bar, iron them up the next morning, and you're ready to go. If you don't have that kind of time, what you're going to do is take, and you can spritz this with water, put steam, and isn't that cute, the little iron there? All right, and then you're going to steam this really good, and the steaming will take out any of the excess sizing on it. Okay, so you're going to have that all ready now. So now we're going to take our piece. Well, we don't want to do it like this. That's way too big. So instead, and it's the wrong color too. So what I like to do is take my rotary cutter, and I love this small rotary because I can get right in, right around all those pieces. I can cut it out since these are going to be different colors. I can cut these out freehand, get any excess fusible away from it, and I'm ready to go. So now I've got my piece here with all the green on it. I've got them numbered, and I've got them kind of close together. Why don't I go ahead and remove a little bit more? All right. So I'm going to lay that on the back of my piece. It's pretty much non-directional when you do applique. Don't worry too much about, unless there's a line on it, you're pretty good to go. All right, now this is critical. We've got Heat and Bond Light here, and we want to learn the steps for using this. So we're going to take, it's a circular motion, and it's rather quick. So we're going to start with a medium to medium high setting. We're going to start at the corner, And we're just going to go in a circle. And one of the things I really like about this iron, it's got a really nice flat surface. I'm going to stop. Now, if I happen to notice that an edge is sticking up, repeat after me, let it cool. When I first started doing fusibles, I would ruin entire projects. And this is one of the things that makes fusibles not fun. Oh, I did that and I couldn't get it to stick. It is not really so much your error as just lack of knowledge. So it's still too hot, although I think I did pretty good. It seems okay. Now this is why you leave a little excess around there. So we're going to move on. The next thing you're going to do is, I have one already here. I'm going to cut it out, and this time I cut it right on the edge. And the reason now I can cut it on the edge is the glue goes right up to there. So now it's ready to go. Ooh, and this is the fun part. We've still got our pressing sheet in there. Now we want to position it on our project. Where's my book? Okay. Here's our project. One of the things that pattern makers do now is to reverse everything, because you want it reversed, so when you put it on, can you see how it's the opposite? But one of the things you want to do now is you want to trace this entire piece with white paper and a black pen, and then flip it over, trace it again on the back, and then you've got your layout. So now you're going to put your layout, am I making sense? Right under your pressing sheet, and you can position all those pieces right on top. We'll start with this green leaf. Make sense? So you can put your entire project on here, give it a good iron, letting it cool, peel it off, am I going too fast? And pop it right on your project. So you don't really have to worry about, because obviously you can't see through your background, so now you've got it all done. Easy peasy. Now, let's talk about, do we want to stitch? This is never going to be washed. Well, I don't think so. I don't worry about, we're going to get this really on the camera. If you look at a lot of fusibles, they don't need to have all the edges stitched. I get asked that a lot. If you wash it, there's a good chance some of the edges might come up. Tell you a secret, just hit it with the iron again. If you want to stitch along the edges, it's going to take a lot of time, but it's your choice. I usually just stitch close to the edge. All right, so Steam and Seam 2, let's move on. Steam and Seam 2 is very, very similar. The only difference is when you use Steam and Seam 2, you have the option to remove it. All right, now one of the things, where's my plastic here? One of the things, another option you might want to have is maybe you have some fabric that's already been fused. What do you do then? Oh, okay. So if you want to use a pattern over and over again, I have an employee who just loves to make templates. She makes templates for everything. So the option you would have with this is you're going to take your piece and you're going to actually go ahead and fuse your fusible right onto it. Steam and Seam 2 is a little different. It does not need any heat initially. It's pre-stuck. It's got sticky on it already, all right? And with this one, you're just going to take and finger press it. See, it's on there. If I did the same thing with Heat and Bond Light, it'd just fall off. I'll prove it. Ready? If I just took this and put it on this and rubbed away, it's just gonna fall off because it's not tacky. Now this one, since it's already on there, you can't really see through it. So I would just position my piece on there, trace it around, and I'm good to go. All right, so that's our two fusibles we're going to use. Replay this if you have any questions. I love working with fusibles. Gets the job done really fast. Okay, so in your kit, you're going to have this project. We wanted to expose you to several different projects and products. Okay, another one you're going to get in your kit. Let me tidy up here a bit. This is your second project you're going to have in your kit. Isn't that cute? It's a mug rug. And I've been driving everyone nuts with my new saying, when a coaster just won't do, make a mug rug. And you're getting an adorable book. We have flipped over this book. What I love about this book, it has over 30 projects, enough to keep you busy through the holidays, making gifts for everyone. And in the back, it has all sorts of tips on, because it wouldn't be complete with this fusible without giving you some ideas on how to finish those edges, how to decorative stitch. It's got step by step on how to free motion quilt. I just love this book, and you will too. And I carry tons of books now, $14.99. You're going to love it. Okay, so we're including everything in there. I wanted to include another type of fusible. One of the things that's just bombarding the market right now is laser cutting. So I actually bought these. I've made my project. I've traced my design on there, and now I'm going to just put this on here, and I would iron it. Oh no, wait, I've got to do something first. All right, this is worth the price of the whole video. So I've got a paper on the back of this. Can you imagine peeling all of this over? Instead, you're going to take, now watch, you're going to score the back gently. You're going to crack it on that line, and then you're going to peel it off, making sure that you don't get any of the fusible with it. All right, makes sense? So you're going to proceed to peel the entire backing off, position it on your project. I can go ahead and iron this because it's already stitched down. Oh wait, it isn't all the way down. I can't stress this enough. Let it cool. Let it cool, let it cool, let it cool. If you don't and you keep hitting it with the iron, you're going to dissipate all that glue. All right, so now you've got another fusible, and this one is made by the Bosal Company. So you've been Heat and Bond Light, Steam and Steam 2, Bosal product. Now you've got all of these, lots of things to work with. Find your favorite. Maybe your style of quilting will enjoy one over the other. And here's what you're getting. You've got your Steam and Steam 2. You've got all this. We didn't think that was enough fun yet. Are you ready for the next one? Okay, we're going to wrap it up today with something so much fun. How many of you have ever made a quilted box? Well, you're about to make one. How many of you have ever made a little postcard to mail to the grandchildren? Well, we're sending you this stuff to make up. Here's some cute little postcards. We've even got a handout on how to do it. Look at that. And you're even going to be able to mail these. So your directions are all in there. I really can't add much to it except to say, have fun with these. Here is another one. Isn't that adorable? We did this from Charm Squares. So they're pretty easy. I'm just going to really quickly go over this. You're getting a project in the mail, a product in the mail. It's called Fast to Fuse, and it is a heavier weight fusible. So you're going to take that out of the package. We show you how to cut your pattern from it. And basically you cover this with your fabric, of course bigger than this. You lay it on there, you fuse it all up, and then you're going to cut it out. And probably the best tip I can show you right now is to go like this. See how we're going to do that? And you're going to stitch this so it really does fit in the sewing machine easily. We'll also mention in there to use some rat tail, an awful word for an easy project. And you're going to lay this on it as you stitch it. And what that rat tail does is add a little depth to the seam. So let's see, what else do we want to show you real quick here? You've got a bunch of projects, you've got heavy duty interfacing, you've got Steam and Steam 2, you've got Heat and Bond Light, we've got some alternate patterns for you. And then so that you can get all these projects done, remember it's about fusibles, we're going to include a beautiful lightweight Pellon fusible batting to do all of them. You've got binding included in them, backing included in them. I can't think of anything to add except our best wishes, and that you have a great time. And I'm really good about responding to emails. You have any problem, you just email us. Share it with your friends. One of our quilters actually got 6 of her friends together, ordered 6 of them, and she's been doing the class in a box as a group. Whatever we can do to make it a lot more fun, just give us a call. And we're so glad that you visited today and that you ordered your class in a box. Have fun with it. Bye-bye.